Hello. It's your girl, Jaylyn. Hi. Welcome to another episode of To Whom It May Concern with your girl, Jaylyn Joanna. Today's episode is brought by our advising executive producer, Marcus Fuller, with his question of, he wanted me to tell you guys about my time in Paris. So I'm also going to be doing my makeup at the same time, which is why I look like I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. So I'm going to be doing my makeup here. I have my makeup mirror right here. I have all of my supplies and everything, and it's just going to be like a really fun episode. But before we get into it, I just want to thank you guys for continuing to subscribe and support the channel. The channel is really coming along, like I'm finding my groove, and it's thanks to you guys. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, please like it. If you haven't shared it, come on, you gotta share it. And then if you haven't commented already, make sure you comment below. And let me know your questions about what you'd like to see in future episodes and what you would like me to talk about. And remember, I'm an established makeup artist. I've been in the industry for about 20 years. I was also in the fashion industry for a little over a year. So fashion and makeup, you know, they definitely do correlate. I have business experience, business running experience, training experience. I have a lot of things that I can share with you guys. So any questions that you have about relationships, about love, about makeup, about life, anything that you have, please don't hesitate to comment. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started. You can't see my table here, but it's filled with moisturizers, pore controllers, cocoa butters, bronzing powders, and I'm going to share each and everything with you as we go. So if you guys can look at my skin, you'll see that my skin is pretty even for the most part. As you also notice, I now do the lash extensions, which really help with my makeup application, and it takes a lot of time. And also I have my eyebrows tattooed on. It's a form of tattooing called ombre tattoo, and it was done by the lovely Color Lab NYC. And my lashes were done by Jetame Lash by a lovely lady by the name of Lulu, and she is in a previous episode. So if you guys are interested in seeing my lashes getting applied, you can definitely go back and check. I believe it's going to be like episode 3 or 4 that you'll be able to check out Lulu's work. But you can see like she did an amazing job. I have a lot of freckles. I have a little bit of darkness under my eyes, a little bit of dryness on my lips that we're going to take care of. Little bit of unevenness like right through here, and I cannot believe I'm showing you all of this, so we're gonna back up a little bit. And you know, it's just a natural everyday woman, everyday problems, and we're gonna be able to correct those with makeup. And like, this fell, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be up there to give me a little ambiance. Okay, so the first thing I always do is I start out with moisturizing. So the moisturizer that I use it's from Cle de Peau, which is a company made by Shiseido. It's the Protective Fortifying Emulsion Broad Spectrum SPF 22. SPF, Sun Protection Factor 22. So you take the 22 and you add a 0 on it, and that's how many minutes that you're protected from the sun's rays, basically. So it's 222 minutes. So you should be reapplying your moisturizer every 4 to 6 hours if you can. If you can't, at least once a day, try to reapply your sun protection factor, and make sure that all of your moisturizers have some form of SPF, and make sure that it's broad spectrum. Okay, so I actually put that on already. I put it like in through my cheekbones. I put it in my nose. I put it in my forehead, a little bit on my brow and on my chin. So the next thing I do is the greatest concealer in the world, Makiage. Makiage is absolutely amazing. It's called the F-U-C-K. I'm flawless. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. But the multi-use perfecting concealer, and it's in the color of 09, and they do your color match online, which is really great, and you can try it before you buy it. So definitely look into Makiage. So this is what I do. So just go in through here and create like a little bit of brightness through here, and I go just like that, and then I blend with this sponge. I love this makeup sponge because it really like pushes in the product, and even though it absorbs it, it like moves it around. So I first went to Paris when I was 21 years old. My mother took me to Paris as a mother and child kind of bonding experiment. See, look at that. It's like insane. Yeah, it was really wonderful. I had never been that far. Actually, I hadn't been out of the country at that time, at that age. And I had just traveled to different states, and I had gone to college, of course. I went to college in Jacksonville, Florida, and I went to college in Columbus, Ohio, and I lived in Texas, I lived in California, I lived in all different kinds of places, but I had never traveled out of the country. So my mom surprised me with a trip to Paris. So she and I went. It's a very long plane ride. I think it was like 8 or 9 hours. And we got there, we landed at Heathrow International, and that's the airport in England. And then you have to take another plane. You transfer over to a plane that gets you into France and takes you to Paris. So we checked in to the hotel. The concierge, isn't that concealer like amazing? It's just, it blends, literally it disappears into your skin. Like, I could leave the house literally like this if I wanted to, but I don't want to. But every girl, every woman needs a little concealer. This is one of my 5 products that I never leave the house without. Actually, I really don't have to reapply this at all. This product like lasts all day, and it's pretty amazing. So the next thing you have to do, you have to set it. Now there's a brush that I cannot find anywhere except for Poshmark. I have to tell you a story about this brush before we go back into the Paris story. So I'm using a setting powder. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a magnetized thing with all of my powders from Nars. Some of them are older, some of them are newer. And I have a setting powder right here that I'm actually almost out of, that I have to like get a new one. And this brush right here is the powder foundation brush from Cle de Peau. The reason that I love it is because of the shape. Number one, look at the shape, it's so cool. And it's so soft. And anything around the eye area, you really want to make sure that it's like really soft and not hard, because the eye area is like really sensitive, and you don't want anything in the eye area that's going to be like stippling you and like patting you. So the other day I was doing my makeup and I thought I lost this brush. Girls, you ever have a brush that you just can't live without, and it's just like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? I can't do my makeup without this brush. So I didn't realize that I was filming, and I had it next to me sitting right here. So I tore the house up. I went on to Poshmark, you know that app. You guys gotta go on Poshmark, it's absolutely amazing. And I found a person that was selling it. She has 2 of them, brand new in the case, and I bought it. Look at the difference between the setting powder and then without. See how it really like kind of smooths everything out? This is an amazing setting powder from Nars, and the number, it's Nars Beach. Yeah, the name is Beach. So I have to go to Nars actually. Actually, I'm gonna go online today and order another one because that is crazy. But look at the difference. Like no dark circles, a little bit of dark circles. So you just basically like go in here. So I went on to Poshmark.com and not .com, the app. Found it, ordered it, bought it. She shipped it. It got here in 2 days. On the day that I opened it and got the package, I found this brush in the corner of my chair, and it was like stuck in between the cushions, and I was just like really upset. So now I have 2 of them. So I have the one in with like my social security card and everything, like all of my major documents. I have it in there, and I just sit it in there, and then, you know, it's not open. So God forbid that ever happens again. I'll be good to go. But see the difference? It's absolutely amazing. So anyway, let's go into our loose translucent face powder. This is by Nars as well. And we're just gonna go right under the eye and give a little pop of brightness. So we got to Paris. We were sightseeing. It was beautiful. And I, at that time, was like a little bit of a club head and wanted to go out the first night that we were there. So I went to a club on the Champs-Elysees called Queen. I had never been out in another country before, and my little butt, you know, thinking I'm all that, is going into a foreign country, not knowing the language, going to a club. So needless to say, it was an okay time. It was okay. But afterwards, I got out of the club. I'm just doing a Nars blush by the name of Orgasm. And yeah, that looks good. So you always want to smile when you do your blush, and not like go into this area, but more like there. Okay. And I like, see, so when you smile to the side, it looks really good. See, it just hits like the apples of the cheek. So anyway, so what I like to do, I like to do bronzer in the crease, and I also like to do it around my hairline. So I use the bronzing powder by MAC, and it's matte bronze. Matte bronze is like one of those limited colors that they don't always have at the counters, but sometimes they do. So needless to say, I had a good time at the club. Not the best time, but I had an okay time. And as I was coming out, there was, you know, a lot of cabs, and I didn't realize, like, there are real cabs and then there are fake cabs. Well, needless to say, I got in one of the fake cabs, and one of the fake cabs asked me to get in the front seat. So I got in the front seat. He's driving along. I really didn't understand everything that he was saying. Here's the bronzer. I'm just going into the corners. I really didn't understand everything that he was saying, but he asked me to get in the car anyway. And so I did. I was young. I was just dumb. And you don't bring bronzer too close to the front of the face. You keep it on the side. You want to go the places where the sun naturally hits. So it's like on the side of the face, a little bit under the jaw, like that. See, it gives you a little bit more dimension. So I got in the front of the car. We're driving around, and he pulls into this alley where Oh, my allergies are driving me crazy. He pulls into this alley where this hooker or someone got into the back seat, and she proceeds to try to rob me. And I had like a chain on, and he like tried to attack me this way. Now, I didn't know if I was gonna get kidnapped, robbed, whatever. So I just instinctually became a New Yorker and punched him in the face. I punched her in the face. She grabbed my necklace. I got out of the car and rolled to the floor, and they sped off. And I get up and I'm like crying. I was in the middle of Paris. I had no idea where I was. And I was like, I have to get home to my mom. Like, what am I gonna do? So I'm walking through the street and I stop this car. There's another taxi over there, but there's a black, he's like an African man. The other guy, he looked kind of like Middle Eastern, like, I don't know exactly what he was. Probably a Parisian man. I don't really remember his face, and I really don't remember her face, but they were like a little bit more around my skin tone. But this guy was like a deep, dark chocolate mocha African man, and I had in my pocket, I had the business card with the address of the hotel, and I was just like, please take me here. And thank God he did. I could have been dead. Like, it was crazy. So the next morning, I didn't want to tell my mother that I had almost been killed. So what had happened was, the next day I was like really quiet and really like I wouldn't talk, and so we were sitting at a little cafe on the corner of the Champs-Elysees, and I was sitting outside having my little baguette in my cafe, and this beautiful man was walking by. He walked by once, he walked by twice, he walked by a third time, and I could tell like he was looking at me. So he went somewhere and was sitting in another cafe with like two of his friends. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be bold. So I had my little book of how to speak or whatever, and I went into his cafe where he was, and then I sat in another chair, and then I wrote down some stuff and I gave it to the waitress, and I was like, can you, I don't know how I was communicating because it was just crazy. And she was like, I don't understand. I don't know. And I was like, okay. So I was bold, and he got up at the time that I was going to be bold, and I waved at him and I gave him the letter, and we were together for the next 6 days. So then he met my mother. He, oh my God, putting cocoa butter on my lips to get them nice and moist. He met my mom. I introduced him. We had some fun. And it was really, really wonderful. And I thought at 21 that I had fallen in love with him. So, you know, at that age, you think you're in love and you're really not, but I didn't know any better. Whatever. I'm gonna put a little bit of waterproof liner on the corner of the bottom of my lash. So, just gives me a little bit more dimension, and it's the color brown. The reason that I use waterproof is because, as you guys may notice, it's allergy season and my eyes tend to water a little bit, so I don't want, I'm gonna blend it, I don't want my liner to be like all down my face. So you have about 30 seconds to blend it, but it looks really pretty. Because I can't use any liner on the lashes, because you have to keep them as clean as possible. And Lulu will get mad at me if I get them dirty or if I get them gross. You can get them wet, but just try not to. You can put makeup on, but try not to like put it on the lid and stuff like that. So, you know, whatever you can try to do, do. So I just brush. So yeah. On the 6th day I had to leave. I had all of his contact information, and I cried at the airport like it was nobody's business. And I was listening in my earphones to Carole King, You're So Far Away. So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? And I'm crying, sobbing, and my mom is like, really, girl? Like, really? You need to get yourself together. And I was like, but I'm in love. I'll never find anybody else like that again. And funny thing is that I'm still not married, which is kind of weird to me. I should be married by now, but I will be. So anyway, I was working at a place called AOL Time Warner at that time, and I could call him. I had to go back to work. Just a little color on the lip, not too much. Like normally, I like to put a little lip liner on if I'm going out at night, but it's daytime. This is like a natural daytime kind of a look. So I'm just giving myself like a little stain of color and doing something kind of natural. And then I do a little bit of highlighter. I have a beautiful little highlighter powder here that I love. So I was communicating with him, and see, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Because you want your smile to be like that. So I was communicating with him as often as possible, and I made plans to go back. Needless to say, I went back and proceeded to move there. But little did I know that he wanted to have me and have his cake and eat it too, like Marie Antoinette, because he he wanted me to be his queen bee, but then he could have other bees that he pollinated, and it just ruined my experience of Paris, because Paris is so beautiful. France is so beautiful. It's a gorgeous place. And, you know, the Louvre and the Notre Dame and the Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, like all of the food. Oh my God, the food, amazing. But at that age, all I was focused on was him. And that's how I am when I'm in love. It's just like I'm all about the person. So I always like to put a little bit of a highlighter. This is Kiss New York. It's a matte liquid lipstick, Celeste, and the color is called Nude Cameo. So I like to put a little in the center. Sometimes I'll gloss my lip out. I'll put a little bit more gloss on today. Just a little bit. And then I'll put this right here. This is Stay Glossy, and it's the color 143 Sunday Best, and it's from Rimmel, London. I love this color. So yeah, needless to say, after some time over there with him, I became really depressed, really like overwhelmed, and had to come back. It was a wonderful time. It was a time of my life, but it was very I'm putting the Professional Super Setter. I don't like to spray it on my face because I don't want to get my lashes like all jacked up. Sometimes I'll do this and like spray, but I'm just doing this for you guys. So my hands are clean. And it just makes the makeup look more. So yeah, I was in love. I'm willing to move anywhere in the world to be with the right guy. I totally am. I'm just that girl. I wanted to be with him. I wanted it to last, but I was not going to be number two to anybody. I always wanted to be number one, and if I couldn't be number one, then I didn't want to, go there. I'm still that girl. Like, I still believe in love. I still believe in romance. I'm a very old school romantic, but it's just, you know, not everybody is. And, well, I can't put on my earrings right now. I'll do that later. But this is me. This is the look. Can't really, I'll do my hair later. Just zhuzh it out a little bit. And yeah, so that's it. That's me talking about parents. Thank you, parents. Thank you so much, Marcus Fuller. I'll fix this in a minute, and then I'll put my earrings on, and then I'll go. But you can see it's a really quick, easy makeup application. It's not going to take you too long, and you know, I don't like to spend too much time in the mirror doing my makeup. If I'm going out at night, of course I will. But like during the day, I really wanted to look as natural as possible. And with the application of the lashes and the brows, I really don't need to put as much as I used to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. It was so much fun, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, make sure that you subscribe, like, share, and love the videos. Thank you to my beautiful editor, Duval Gard. Thank you for the cover art, Mason Lavender. Thank you for the question, Mr. Marcus Fuller. And make sure you guys comment below and send me more questions about what you would like to see on another episode of To Whom It May Concern. See you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.